Bank Independent has been such a great partner because not only are they taking the stress of the finances off of our plate, but they're investing in us as we're investing in them. And I think that is a strong partnership. The spirit of what Bank Independent does is right there in the name.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather, live at 5.
After being stuck in the cloud cover for much of the day again on this Tuesday, we have started to quickly come back to sunshine late this afternoon. Here's a live look at the Arctic Air Skycam network starting in Lawrenceburg, and you can see we've turned back to mostly sunny skies here as we look southwestward from the water tank on the north side of town in front of Walmart. 77 degrees on the water tank. That's up a little bit in elevation. It's closer to the lower 80s down at ground level. Dew point is 66, so still not excessively muggy out there. It's still comfortable by summer standards. East-southeast wind currently at 5 miles per hour. Slide down to northwest Alabama. Check out Hatton in northwestern parts of Lawrence County, Alabama. 78 degrees here, and the cloud cover is a little bit thicker once you get off to the east of Highway 43 in North Alabama and southern Middle Tennessee, where they're still in the upper 70s. Dew point is 68 here at this site in the south wind currently at 3 miles per hour. But as we look off to the northwest, you can see the clearing line where the clouds are starting to break up, and that's closer to the shoals over in northwest Alabama. Slide over to the Huntsville metro area where they are socked in clouds. This is the Madison camera on top of Rainbow Mountain, courtesy of the Barron Critical Weather Institute. 80 degrees there with a dew point of 69 and a south wind currently at 4 miles per hour. Current temperatures across the area on Viper Live Doppler radar. Nothing on radar itself. There have been a few showers over in northeast Alabama off to the east of our viewing area, but nothing across our local area today except for maybe a sprinkle out of that low-level cloud deck that started burning off. Along and west of Highway 43, we're into the low to mid 80s. And then you get east of Highway 43. That's the U.S. highway that runs from Columbia to Lawrenceburg to the Shoals to Russellville. You get east of that, we're still into the upper 70s for the most part. In most locations, Lewisburg, Tennessee is the exception, coming in at 81. We're going to see a bit more sunshine tomorrow as the wedge of cooler air continues to mix out, and that's going to get us into the mid to upper 80s across the area. You can see the thicker cloud cover starting to erode away from west to east with time, but low-level clouds are still in here, at least as far west as US 43, but that is starting to erode from west to east, and we will be partly cloudy overnight, and we'll have more sunshine tomorrow than what we have had this afternoon, and that's going to mean slightly warmer temperatures across the area. Futurecast this evening showing the mix of sun and clouds across the area, dropping out of the 80s into the 70s and then the 60s overnight. We're headed for the mid to upper 60s for most of us. Slight chance of a shower as early as the morning. I think if there are a couple of thunder showers, they're more likely into the afternoon. Chance of rain at any time tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow is only about 20%. So we're not expecting widespread rain. Most of you that are watching me across the area will probably stay dry tomorrow. I just can't rule out an isolated passing thunder shower. With a little more sunshine, we're into the mid to upper 80s. Now, just like the Futurecast model did over in northwest Alabama today, thinking it was going to be in the upper 80s. The lower 90s you see there in Florence, that's a little overdone. Subtract a few degrees from that. I think we're looking probably at 87 or 88 in the Shoals for tomorrow. Mid to upper 80s will be the daytime highs across the area, again, with just a 20% chance of a stray thunder shower or two, dropping out of the 80s into the 70s tomorrow evening, and then mid to upper 60s once again for overnight lows tomorrow night. And then the weather doesn't change a whole lot for the rest of the weekend. The weekend, just partly cloudy to mostly sunny, isolated afternoon thunder showers each day. The one thing that will change is as we go through the rest of the week and into the weekend, the temperatures gradually come up a little bit on through the upper 80s. And by the weekend and early next week, we're getting back into the lower 90s across the area. But keep in mind, even though this is warmer, this is getting back to normal standards for what we should be here in the first part of August across the Tennessee Valley. This is where we should be this time of year. Overnight lows staying generally in the upper 60s to near 70, so not that oppressive mugginess that we had with excessive heat last week, which is certainly Good news. Weather where you live for tonight, partly cloudy, maybe some fog in a few spots. Overnight lows in the mid to upper 60s. And then 7-day forecast starting specifically in southern middle Tennessee. A few isolated thunder showers in the mid 80s for your Wednesday. And we continue to warm through the upper 80s for the rest of the week, getting near 90 by the weekend into early next week. Maybe a better chance of some scattered thunderstorms as we head toward Tuesday of next week. Rain chances tick up a little past what we would call isolated by that point in time. 7-day forecast for northwest Alabama and northeast Mississippi. Warming a little quicker into the lower 90s, as you would expect. That will happen by the end of the week and into the weekend. Just daily isolated thunder showers. Slightly better chance of that as we head in toward Tuesday of next week. And the Huntsville Metro, as well as Athens and Decatur, here's your 7-day forecast. Daily isolated thunder shower chances 20 to 30% each day for the rest of the weekend. The weekend increasing to around 30 to 40% for the first half of next week. Daytime highs warming out of the 80s into the lower 90s. But notice we're not talking about runaway heat at any point for the next 7 days. There's Luke's your latest extended forecast for all of the Tennessee Valley. I'll be back at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock with another check of your local weather.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.